Gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever sat across from a woman, maybe at a cafe, maybe at a party, and felt your heart pounding because you think she's into you, but you're not sure? You start second guessing everything. Did she just laugh at my joke because it was funny or because she likes me? Is she brushing her hair back because she's nervous or because she wants me to notice her? And in that moment, you start spiraling. You feel like a man lost in a fog, uncertain, hesitant, afraid to make the wrong move. Many men live their entire dating lives in that fog, always guessing, never knowing. And because of that, they miss out on real, meaningful connections. But here's the truth: women do leave clues, subtle signals, body language, energy, small gestures that scream attraction without a single word being spoken. The problem is most men are blind to them. They ignore the signs, or worse, they misread them and lose their chance. Today, I'm going to hand you the compass. I'll reveal the emotional signs a woman gives when she's truly sexually attracted to you. And once you understand these, you'll stop fumbling in the dark. You'll know when to step forward with confidence and when to pull back with grace. This isn't about tricks. This is about awareness, about becoming a man who sees clearly. Gentlemen, let's start with the most powerful weapon of attraction: the eyes. They say the eyes are the window to the soul. And when a woman is sexually attracted to you, her eyes will speak a language louder than any words she could ever say. Think about it. Most of us spend our lives surrounded by people who barely look at us. They pass us on the street. They sit next to us in class. They stand behind us in line. Their eyes slide past like we're invisible. But when a woman is drawn to you, she doesn't just look, she lingers. It's that moment where her gaze locks onto yours and stays just a heartbeat longer than normal. Not a polite glance, not a casual look, but a stare that carries weight. And in that silence between your eyes, she's telling you, I see you, I notice you, and I want you to notice me back. You'll know it because it feels different. You'll feel her presence even before she speaks. She might glance at you from across the room, then quickly look away, only to return her eyes to you seconds later. She's not doing this accidentally. Attraction has pulled her attention toward you like a magnet, and no matter how hard she tries to look elsewhere, her eyes betray her desire. Now, here's where most men get it wrong. They see this signal, but instead of standing in confidence, they shrink. They look down, break eye contact, or tell themselves, I'm imagining this. And in that moment of doubt, the opportunity slips away. But a high-value man, a man who knows himself, holds that gaze, not aggressively, not in a way that makes her uncomfortable, but with calm, grounded certainty. He allows her to see his confidence through his eyes. And when he does, the tension between them deepens. So, if you ever find a woman's eyes resting on you just a little too long, understand this: she's opening the door. She's giving you a silent invitation. The question is, will you recognize it? Or will you let fear blind you to what's right in front of you? Gentlemen, never underestimate the power of the eyes that linger. Because in that quiet moment of locked attention, the truth of her attraction is already written. Gentlemen, one of the clearest signs of attraction isn't hidden in words, but in space. The way a woman positions her body around you can reveal far more than anything she says. Think about this: every human being has what we call a comfort bubble, a personal space we protect. Most people guard it fiercely. If a stranger gets too close, we instinctively pull back. But when a woman is attracted to you, she does the opposite. She leans in. She moves closer. She breaks down that invisible wall. Picture this: you're sitting across from her at a cafe. There's plenty of room on her side of the table. She could sit back comfortably. But instead, she leans forward when you speak. She tilts her body toward yours, as if she's drawn in by your presence. That's not coincidence. That's her body revealing what her words might be too shy to say. I feel safe with you. I want to be near you. It's subtle, but powerful. Sometimes it happens when you're standing side by side. You're talking, and without realizing it, she angles her shoulders and feet toward you. That alignment isn't random. It's her way of saying, you have my attention. You matter in this moment. And here's the deeper truth: women don't lean into men they're not interested in. If she feels tense, bored, or uncomfortable, her body will retreat. She'll cross her arms. She'll shift away. She'll create distance. But when her body consistently closes that distance, that's attraction speaking louder than any compliment ever could. Now, here's the mistake many men make: they ignore it. They don't recognize the signal. Or worse, they lean back, giving her space when she's literally inviting them closer. Understand this. When she leans in, she's giving you permission. Permission to connect. Permission to take the conversation deeper. Permission to lead with confidence. So the next time you notice a woman leaning into you, don't second guess it. Don't tell yourself it's nothing. Recognize it for what it is, an unspoken sign of interest. Because in that small shift of her body, she's saying, I'm here with you, and I want to be closer. Gentlemen, never underestimate body language. Sometimes her body reveals what her lips are too afraid to confess. Gentlemen, have you ever noticed how people behave when they're around someone they're drawn to? They can't sit still. They fidget. They stumble over words. They laugh a little too quickly. That's not weakness. That's attraction overflowing. And when a woman is sexually attracted to you, this playful, nervous energy becomes almost impossible for her to hide. Imagine this: you're sitting beside her, and suddenly she's twisting a strand of her hair around her finger. She's straightening her clothes, adjusting her necklace, biting her lip without realizing it. Why? Because you've disrupted her calm. Your presence has shaken her normal rhythm. She's not bored. She's buzzing. Some men confuse this with disinterest. But let me make it clear, when a woman likes you, her body often betrays her with small, restless movements. She might giggle at things that aren't even that funny. She might talk a little faster, then pause, realizing she's rambling. That's not because she's uncomfortable. It's because her attraction has created a storm of energy inside her. And here's the secret most men miss. That nervousness is not something to fix. It's not your job to calm her down or point it out. Your job is to hold steady, to be grounded, to show her through your calm presence that she doesn't need to perform, that she can relax into you. Because when she feels that safe container around your energy, her nervous playfulness will naturally transform into warmth, laughter, and deeper connection. Now, watch for the difference. If she's cold, distant, arms crossed, tone sharp, that's not nervous attraction, that's disinterest. But if she's smiling too much, fumbling slightly, fixing her hair, or even teasing you more than usual, that's her attraction spilling out sideways, like sparks flying off a live wire. Gentlemen, don't underestimate playful nervous energy. It's one of the clearest signs you're not just another man in the room. You've struck a chord in her. You've stirred something inside her that she can't hide, no matter how much she tries. So the next time she laughs too hard at your joke or keeps touching her hair when you're around, don't dismiss it. Recognize it. Because that nervous energy, that's desire knocking on your door. Gentlemen, let me tell you something most men overlook: the touch is not accidental. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, she'll find subtle ways to close the gap. She'll create little moments where her skin brushes against yours, and those touches, they are never random. Think about it. People are naturally protective of their personal space. We don't just let anyone reach into that circle of comfort, but when a woman is drawn to you, that rule suddenly changes. She'll break the barrier, not in obvious ways at first, but in playful, almost innocent gestures. She might tap your arm when she laughs. She might brush her hand against yours as you walk side by side. Maybe she playfully nudges you during conversation or pretends to fix something on your shirt. These are not clumsy mistakes. They're signals. Her body is saying what her lips may be too shy to confess. I want to feel you. I want to connect with you. Now, here's the powerful part. Women rarely touch men they don't feel safe or drawn to. If she's disinterested, she'll avoid contact. She'll keep her hands to herself, protect her space, and keep that invisible wall strong. But when she begins to find excuses to touch you, that's attraction at work. That's her way of testing the chemistry. But here's where many men mess up. They either ignore it completely or they overreact, making it awkward. The high-value man doesn't do either. He notices it. He acknowledges it, not with words, but with presence. If she touches your arm, you don't need to call it out. You simply hold yourself steady. If she brushes against you, you allow the moment to live without flinching or pulling back. Because here's the truth. Her touch is her invitation. It's her way of giving you the green light, saying, I feel comfortable with you. I want to be closer. So the next time a woman seems to accidentally find ways to touch you, don't doubt it, don't dismiss it, and don't rush it. Understand it for what it is. A powerful, silent language of desire. Gentlemen, never underestimate the meaning behind her touch. Because when she reaches out to you, she's already telling you everything you need to know. Gentlemen, I want you to pay close attention to something most men never notice: a woman's voice. Because when a woman is sexually attracted to you, her voice doesn't stay the same. It changes, it softens, it slows. It takes on a warmth that she doesn't offer to just anyone. Think about how people speak in everyday life. At work, at school, in public. Most conversations are quick, sharp, and functional. But when attraction is involved, the tone shifts. Suddenly, her voice carries emotion. It becomes sweeter, more inviting, more personal. Imagine this: she's in a group of friends, laughing, talking loudly, full of energy. But when she turns to you, the volume drops, her tone slows. Her words carry a softness, as if the two of you are in a private world, even in a crowded room. That is not coincidence. That is desire making itself known. Her voice is her way of creating intimacy. It's her way of pulling you closer without moving an inch. She doesn't have to touch you. She doesn't even have to say anything romantic. The softness in her voice is enough to tell you, you matter, you're different, you stir something in me. Now here's the key. Women rarely offer that softness to men they're not interested in. If she speaks to you the same way she speaks to everyone else, sharp, flat, or indifferent, then attraction isn't there. But if she shifts, if her tone becomes gentler, if her words seem to carry a subtle melody, that's when you know you've touched something deeper inside her. And here's where your role as a man comes in. When her voice softens, don't overlook it. Don't treat it as nothing. Instead, meet her there. Slow down. Match her energy. Give her your undivided attention, because in that moment, she's inviting you into her emotional space. A space she doesn't open for just anyone. Gentlemen, never underestimate the power of tone. Words may lie, but the voice rarely does. If her voice softens just for you, it's because you've reached a part of her she doesn't show to the world. And that, my brothers, is one of the clearest signs of real attraction. Gentlemen, one of the most powerful signs of attraction is not something she says. It's not even something she consciously chooses. It's what her body does without her realizing it. She mirrors you. Human beings are wired for connection. When we feel safe with someone, when we feel drawn to them, our bodies naturally begin to sync. Think about it. You've probably seen two best friends sitting together, and without noticing, they both cross their arms at the same time. Or a couple in love walking side by side, their steps perfectly in rhythm. That's not planned. That's chemistry. Now, when a woman is sexually attracted to you, this mirroring becomes her silent way of saying, I feel connected to you. I want to be in tune with you. Picture this: you lean back in your chair, and seconds later, she leans back too. You take a sip of your drink, and suddenly, so does she. You tilt your head while listening, and she does the same. These aren't accidents. Her subconscious is aligning with yours because attraction pulls her into your orbit. But here's the beauty of it. She doesn't even know she's doing it. This is her body betraying what her mind may be trying to keep cool. She may not say, I like you, but her body is already echoing your moves, whispering the truth in silence. Now, men often miss this because they're too distracted. They're thinking about the next line, the next joke, the next move. But a grounded man, a man who is present, notices the harmony. He sees the dance. And when he sees it, he understands she is with me right here, right now. On the flip side, if she creates distance, if her body language resists, if she stays stiff and disconnected, that's not mirroring, that's rejection. Respect it. Don't force what isn't there. But when she matches your rhythm, when she unconsciously follows your lead, that's attraction at its purest. That's her spirit leaning into yours without a single word spoken. Gentlemen, never overlook the mirror, because in her reflection, you'll find the truth of how she feels.